knowledge everywhere you turn, okay? So you got to open up these eyes here and this good old third eye right there, okay? There's exercises. You can go on YouTube to find out all about it. And for people that are non-believers that are still stuck in, if I can't see it, I don't believe it, then baby, stay where you are, okay? Because everybody else is trying to evolve and get their golden ticket and going about their merry way, okay? I am not playing with you guys whenever I say there is something great sprinkled in each and every one of us. And that's why we all look different. We sound different. We have different talents. There are those of us that grew up with parents that had money at the wazoo, okay? And there are those of us that had parents that couldn't finance a pack of cigarettes. There's some of us that had everything handed to us, okay? You didn't have to want for anything. You had structure, money, connections, legacy, a name behind you, because everybody's on that train. And it's just all like failure to launch. Or I'm not happy. Why is that? Then you could go to some of the most poor third world countries where there's barely any running water or anything. And these folks are just as happy as can be with their little loincloths on and just chilling hard. Every day, on the way to school, you may or may not get eaten by a lion, but that's okay. You're just smiling. That's the difference. It's all relative. It's all, where are you at mentally, okay? Where are you at? What's going to make you happy? What's going to make you sad? I could tell you that, can money buy you happiness? No. It can make you more comfortable for a minute or however long, depending. Because with money, what does money do? That affords you the ability to, you can buy things. Even if you're sick, yes, that can get you more high-end health care, but that can't buy your health back. If you have cancer, then you just have cancer. Cancer doesn't care how much coin you got. It's not interested. COVID's not interested either. Know what I mean? So when you even look at, money, can it buy you love? That's a debatable one, isn't it? Can money buy you love? I think it was an episode of Braxton Family Values that I was watching, and I believe it was Tony, where that question was brought to her. And I think she said something along the lines of, you can grow to love a man, you know what I mean, with money. I got mixed views on that. Just because a man or a woman or whoever it is, whatever it is that you like, has a coin does not ensure that you are going to be happy in that relationship. Now, for a while, perhaps, sure, you will enjoy the trips, you'll enjoy the Birkin bags and the cars and all of this stuff. But after a while, things in life still continue to take place, and they happen. So attitudes change, menopause can happen, everything. So all those coins, it's not enough. It won't be enough. So where are you at with it? What is going to make you happy? What helps you to create what your perfect is? Because now versus then, you have more tools. As human beings, we've got more tools now than we've ever had to create whatever it is that we want to create. People create and recreate themselves all the time. They do. I can go and have a whole nother face tomorrow if I want to. I can. I can go and have a whole nother face. If I could do that in the next 30 seconds now, because digitally we got the little app thing where you can take your face and put it on somebody else's body and be something different. You can create a whole nother universe if you want to. You really, really can. So if you're looking at that and looking at what technology we have the ability to do versus then, have you sat and thought about what you want to do with that? Have you thought about what is it that you want to do with that? What am I going to do with this ability? You can up and start a business if you wanted to, with very little money involved. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Instagram. Back in the day, you would have to worry about so much stuff. I have to go and buy business cards. Okay? I have to go and buy, where people waste their money, I call it BS marketing. Let me buy a bunch of pens and coffee mugs with my logo all over it. So much money dumped in to stuff. Now, you can start a business with nothing. Nothing. You got followers, you're on your Facebook and Instagram all the time. So you could start a whole business with no overhead if you wanted to, depending upon what it was. You could be an event planner, okay? Get a couple of people to work with you. You're not paying for a building. So much. So when you think about it, you're not stuck. You're never really, really stuck. You can get unstuck. It just might be uncomfortable. Let's talk about comfort levels. Being comfortable versus uncomfortable is kind of what determines what you are and are not going to put effort into. I want you to just kind of sit with that. Being uncomfortable. Let's say that there's two people that you care about. And it's going to hit a nerve with a couple of folks, but it is the CBD and KEKE, honey. CBD. C is because we chill. B is because we believe. And D is because we are dedicating ourselves to our highest good. Okay? Chill, believe, and dedicate. So let's say if you've got two people, that you care about, and you have to pick one. Let's say if you're on the receiving end of that, and that person says to you, I can't decide. I can't do this. I can't. You can do whatever you want to, but your can is going to cause disruption, which is what? Uncomfortable. Is it that you can't, or is it that you just don't want to be uncomfortable? Most of us, natural, we don't like being uncomfortable. That's why weight loss is a pain in the behind. Getting up in the morning and running those stairs, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. I saw a meme the other day, and I thought it was the most powerful thing, and I wish I could remember what lady it was on Instagram that posted it. And it was from, our creator, and it said, I had to make you and make this extremely uncomfortable, because if I would have left it comfortable, you never would have moved. Sit with that. I had to make this, whatever this is, whatever that situation is, I had to make it uncomfortable. Because if I would have left it comfortable, you would not have moved. Isn't that so true? And that rings true. And so many things that we do while we're here on earth. You know that job that you go to and you're like, oh my goodness, my boss just irritates me. God, he just irritates my whole soul. Gosh, irritating. But you still keep going back to work, going back to work, going back to work. Now you are well qualified, okay? You could go anywhere else, but for whatever reason, you stay there. You stay there because you're used to it. Jumping ship is scary. You don't want to do that. But that next time that good old Friday shows up and that check is not there, that is enough to tip that scale over, and you are team over it, and you're like, that's it, I'm out. You throw up the deuce and you leave. You leave. You're over it. Because it became too uncomfortable for you to want to continue on with. Okay? That's just the way it goes. We will stay in things that are comfortable, that feel super safe, because that's just what we do. But over time, in these past 2 years, we have had to make definitive decisions for ourselves, saying we don't want to sit in discomfort or dysfunction anymore. So we're going to have to do the uncomfortable. We're going to have to do the uncomfortable and the scary. It's part of it. It's the yin and the yang, the black and the white, the ebbs and the flows. That's all a part of our process. If you think about then versus now, back then, you didn't have those type of choices that were available. Your option was uncomfortable, or even more so uncomfortable, or uncomfortable to the 30th power. That's just where you were. So if you think about folks that have fought for freedom for us, okay, without going too deep into it, but there are certain things, certain rights that we've wanted and needed and were definitely necessary that we have now. So as a woman, I can vote. As a woman, I can carry a gun. I can do all sorts of things. I can be a CEO. I can be whatever I want. I really can. Are there roadblocks, and there are people that might try to block that because they feel like I may or may not deserve it? Absolutely. Absolutely. You walk in the door knowing that there's going to be certain roadblocks. And that's what? Uncomfortable. But I'm willing to be uncomfortable so I can get to my comfort level and just chill. Because I believe so much. Chill, believe, and dedicate. I've decided to chill, believe, and dedicate myself to making sure that all the things that are within my power, I get, and then some. And then the people that are a part of my tribe, my family members, my close friends, they're going to get to have the same too. As you are evolving, as you are trying stuff new, as you're getting new business opportunities, or you tap into your entrepreneurial spirit, just remember that every idea, it all started somewhere, okay? It all started somewhere, and somebody to push it through had to either make themselves uncomfortable and other folks uncomfortable to get it done. And it got done. Do you know that you could be the next powerhouse? There's a thought or something that is in your mind that you've been thinking about that could completely change the world. Completely change it for the good. And that's in one of you listeners. It is. And so what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? The most efficient way of getting from one place to another used to be horse and bagging. Now you've got Raris and BMWs and things like that with so much horsepower and all of that. And just the thought back then would have blown somebody's mind. they would have probably burned you at the stake and said that you're a witch and that's psycho